Today, I must acquaint you with my experience of an evening socializing in Edinburgh, which included my first experience of a supper in the Scotch taste, followed by an evening of very agreeable dancing at one of Edinburgh's assemblies. Here, the restraints of ceremony are banished, and you see people really as they are. And I must say, in honour of the Scotch, that I never met with a more agreeable people in my life. I approached this dinner almost famished with hunger, and tantalized with the thought of dishes in the highest taste. However, the meal was unfortunately entirely in the Scotch taste, whose cookery I cannot commend so much as their hospitality. What I was served was a haggis, a dish not more remarkable or more disgusting to the palate than in appearance. I thought it resembled a bullock's paunch, which you often meet in the streets of London in a wheelbarrow, but on nearer inspection found it to be the stomach of a sheep, which had been stuffed till it was as full as a football. An incision being made in the side of it, the entrails burst forth, and presented such a display of oatmeal and sheep's liver and lights, that I could scarcely help thinking that I had been served the debris from a butcher's floor. But I was prevailed upon to taste it, and after a few compliments on its being tender and savoury, which I thought sufficient to show that I was not wholly destitute of taste, I turned a hungry face towards a large tureen in the middle, which the master of the feast called cocky leekie. In addition to a quantity of broth which had been boiled with leeks, he extracted from the tureen a large cock, which I dare say had been the herald of the morn for many a year. As I was a stranger, and had not blessed my appetite with a considerable degree of haggis, my plate was filled first, and I began upon it, but it was so hard and tough that it seemed to require the stomach of an ostrich to digest it, and I could not help thinking that it would have cut a much better figure in a farmyard than on a table. And I would have defied the best warrior cock that ever came victorious from the pit of battle to have produced a breast more impenetrable or a leg better fortified with spurs and sinew. After supper is removed, they vary the scene by singing, in which many of the Scotch excel, and which, from the mouth of a pretty Scotch girl, is inconceivably attractive, though I did not comprehend 3 words in the whole. And now to the dancing assemblies. The assembly room is commonly too small for the company that generally frequent these, and it is impossible for everyone to dance at the same time. So the dance is governed by a directress, the formidable Mrs. Murray. Oh my. And she divides the company into sets of about 12 couples, according to their rank and quality. Besides minuets and country dances, the Scotch also dance reels, which are a dance that everyone is acquainted with, but which none other than a native of Scotland can execute in perfection, due to their agility, vivacity, and variety of hornpipe steps. It is a dance peculiarly adapted to the Scotch, who are little acquainted with the attitude of standing still. With the dancing over, the ladies of the company withdraw, and the gentlemen retire to a private room to change their apparel and put on a dress more adapted to the occasion of riot and excess. It was at such point I took my leave in very good humour, feeling invigorated by my evening's dancing, though heartily praying never to be invited again to a dinner in the Scotch